Okay, well, let me see if I can manage to share these.
Yeah,
Share
let's have a
these
look at the
images.
tiles, yes.
Right, let's have a look at this first one here.
Yeah.
Now, what do you make of this one, Lucy, at first glance?
This is very, very interesting. It's beautiful. I mean, the colors are very, very nice, very beautiful, very pretty. It's very ornamental, but also, yeah, the fruits, I mean, it's very symbolic. We have, at the top is the pomegranate, which is a symbol for fertility.
Seeds.
And, sorry?
Yeah, seeds. Yeah.
Yeah, the seeds, yes. Yeah, you can see the seeds inside. Yeah. And then on the left and on the right, there's an apple and a peach. Now, I'm not quite sure which is. I really think that's, yeah. One is, I think maybe on my left would be the apple, and on the right the peach.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
The apple is a symbol for peace and harmony and good health. And that's still used today in Feng Shui. Also the pomegranate, very popular symbols to enhance that kind of luck in your life if this is what you want. And the peach actually is considered the fruit of heaven, and it represents immortality. So it's often pictured with the Chinese gods, holding a peach. I think the head god holding a peach for immortality. And over time, I mean, the peach has become associated with wealth and health and abundance and longevity because of that historic symbolism. And the squiggly bits at the bottom, I think that's a cabbage. And a cabbage also in Feng Shui is a symbol for wealth and prosperity. So I think here you've got
right.
So you've got everything put together, really. You've got the health, you've got the wealth, you've got the fertility, and the abundance and the peace. It's everything really that you could possibly want in your life, I think, is put together by these fruits.
Now, I've heard that this tile was actually one of several that were custom made for the Chinese. This is actually a Japanese tile, presumably made during the probably late 1920s to early 1930s. And they produced both this flat and also bumpy, a relief type of tile, but a lot of the themes seem to be very much based on these Chinese traditions and beliefs. So it's really interesting to hear that sort of it's ticking many of those boxes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Positive things. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's move along to the next tile. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. Now, this is a rather unusual find at this Chinese cemetery of Bukit Brown, and I'd love to hear what you think of it.
Well, to be honest, the church threw me a bit. I'm not sure what to make of the church in the picture, because that's obviously very Western, or yes. But the landscape in itself, I mean, that's a typical auspicious landscape in a Feng Shui perspective. You've got the mountains at the back, you've got the valley, and you can even see, like on the sides, there's this small hills on either side, and then the body of water in the front. There is a sailboat. The sailing ship is a symbol of business luck. And then there are the two swans, which is obviously love and romance. But what strikes me most about this one is actually the mountains. It's 3 peaks, which is very, very symbolic in Feng Shui. Now, it is said that, I mean, the mountain in general is very good, to have behind you because it gives you support and protection. But the mountain with 3 peaks, it is said that anyone who can see 3 peaks of a mountain from their home will raise sons who will become top-ranking officials. So
Well,
this type of mountain really, with the three peaks, brings special luck to help the children of the family grow into
right.
honorable, high-ranking positions.
Okay.
Now,
Wow.
I mean, this could mean that that was actually the situation of the family, that they had sons in high-ranking positions, or it was the wish for the future. That that I think you can maybe explain better than I can. But I think these are the options, and the three peaks definitely, yeah, it's very symbolic.
No, that's a wonderful insight. I would never have thought of that. So let me tell you what I know about this tile panel. It is made by a Japanese tile manufacturer. Now, I have a similar landscape one on my Peranakan great-grandmother's tomb, which is dated to 1936. But a panel like this, I have a feeling this is a post-war product. And there were quite a few different, there's quite a few different varieties that you can find, but they all sort of have this landscape, a theme. There's one that I'll be featuring in my upcoming heritage calendar, and it seems to be a panel of Mount Fuji.
Oh, okay.
And there's another one that has a Japanese farmhouse. It's also possible that these sort of panels were actually made for the Japanese domestic market to have in their public bathhouses, where they tend to have some sort of beautiful scenery, something you can sort of float away in, literally as you're sitting there in the hot water in the baths. But the church and this European landscape is a very nice, unusual thing to see.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for the church, it could probably be anywhere. Mind you, you can also classify the trees as being whether they are more European or Asian. But yes. I think it's just, if you look at the general picture, this is like the ideal place, to build your dwelling. And it has all the features, for a good life.
Perfect. Okay, well, let's move along to our last tile. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, so this is a series of tiles that are actually on the side of a headstone.
Yeah. I think the flowers are obviously, I mean, there are also different meanings in Feng Shui for different flowers. I must admit, I don't know them all. But I think the flowers also, apart from the Feng Shui, they will also serve a decorative purpose. And the emphasis here is obviously on the peacock because of the placement in the middle. Now, the peacock, well, as far as Feng Shui is concerned, the peacock is considered the earthly manifestation of the celestial phoenix. Now, the phoenix is a mystical or mythical creature, and so the peacock is like the earthly representation of the phoenix. Now, it's got a lot of eyes, in the tail, and this is actually to promote fame and good luck in Feng Shui.
Okay.
And also the so-called eyes in the feathers, they can also help for your protection. So it's both. It's a symbol to help fame, luck, and for you to become to rise up in your career, for example. But the eyes are also there for protection. So I think very often in Feng Shui, the peacock feathers are used near the front door as a protective symbol. Or you can also use them in what's called your fame area if you want to boost your success luck, like your business luck, something like that.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
The peacock tiles, and there's a few variations of this tile. They're quite popular. You can find them on quite a few tombs actually. So I'm interested to hear what you had to say about their protective value as well as.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's not surprising because that is so popular because it's also very pretty. I mean, look at it. It's just really, yeah, it's very very beautiful. Another, like in Feng Shui, for example, another protective symbol is a rhino, a blue rhino. But then if you are comparing that with a peacock, obviously, I would say a peacock is
Yes. Yes, a bit more elegant. So these peacock tiles are very interesting, and I'll share with you what I know. What I can see in front of me, these are all Japanese tiles, made again in the 20s and 30s. But the peacock in particular seems to be taken from an original English tile. Now, this original English tile was inspired by this Japanese ukiyo-e or Japanese elements, or Oriental. The peacock, I think, originates from India, and so it's been sort of come through a few different cultures before it's been finally put here to rest in Singapore.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, when you follow, the cultural roots, of some of these ornaments or decorations, it can take you to all sorts of places, I think. And especially in a place like Singapore, that's had so much trade and shipping, for such a long time.
That's right. Exactly right. Yeah. And see here on the right-hand side, this is the stone, the headstone. This is actually stone. Sometimes it can even be marble. And I have seen some really very Western looking headstones, as well as more traditional ones like this. Okay, well, I'll go out of that one, and there, here we are. I'll stop sharing for the moment. Well, that has been just amazing, Lucy. So insightful. I wish we could go to the cemetery again, because there's lots of other things I'd love to hear your opinion.
Well, we'll have to do it next time when you come back. I mean, hopefully you can come back at some stage, and then we'll do another walk.
Absolutely. And it's good that Singapore is opening up, so there'll be more activities at Bukit Brown Cemetery to come. So, Lucy, if people would like to know more about your work and what you do, how can they contact you?
I have my business is called Feng Shui Focus. I have a website, of course. I'm also on Facebook and on Instagram, so you just look for Feng Shui Focus, or my website's fengshuifocus.com.sg, and you should find me. I have done a lot of consultations, obviously here in Singapore, but also I work worldwide. It started off with friends back at home, and then it carried on from clients I met here in Singapore, and they moved back home, and then they asked me, "Oh, Lucy, can you look at my my house and my home?" And I'm
you can do that. You do that by looking at their plans.
Yeah,
etc. Yeah.
So it's I mean, it's really obviously if I can visit the place, it's better. But when it's perfectly possible to do it online as well. By plans. The only thing that I need then is, for the client to take the compass readings, and I need to, know that those compass readings are accurate. And that's it really. And most of my clients are private clients, like, families. And it's
wonderful. Okay, that's great.
Well, thank you, Jennifer.
Can find you there. I'll post those links in the comments below as well.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lucy, for your time. It's been wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, I enjoyed seeing you again, and just bring back that memory of Bukit Brown Cemetery. So, thank you for getting me involved. Thanks a lot.
A pleasure. Thanks so much. Bye for now.
Bye.